Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings. Now, when we left off, we had just taken Tumbleton once again, Stumbleton, of course, and we had obviously taken a couple of vassals prisoner, and basically just done a little bit of patrolling around and safekeeping things, and it was actually pretty good because we gained a new weapon as well, and I actually did get to try it out in this siege. Didn't go too well, obviously. Yeah, you'll see why. Well, that's the thing. I got taken out incredibly fast, and then everyone else was just like, yes, okay, Elias has gotten taken out, so yeah, we're gonna, you know, try to do as well as we can and not stumble over our own feet. So that was good, and we eventually won this. Now, yes, you might actually see what's going to happen here. So, as you can see, there's a lot of prisoners. This is all the Riverlands, by the way. These are all Riverlands vassals. They're all here. There were over 1,700 of them. 1,700 of these guys. And there we have it. Okay. So, as you can see, almost all of my forces, actually all of my forces were taken out. And literally right at the end, that is when we had like a showdown with these two guys, and it was Carver against, I think, some random peasants, and, well, he did kill those, obviously, and then one of them got stuck behind the ladder, which was great, because that meant that, obviously, Carver couldn't get outside. I was dead. I was dead very, very, well, way back, basically, and eventually the peasant... Well, technically it's not a peasant. It was actually a man-at-arms or an axeman or whatever one of the normal sort of common tier units of the Riverlands are. I think it's an axeman. And basically he got unstuck finally. Unstuck, exactly. But yes, he got unstuck, and then finally we were able to win. And as you see, we also lost 80. We lost 80 of our units to death. Actually to death. Isn't that amazing? I was not expecting that. Definitely not expecting that. And yeah, so that was okay, I guess. Not really. Not really good, no. I think I'm just gonna let my companions collect all the items here, and we're gonna be heading onward. So let's have a look. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? Well, we have a huge amount of vassals in our prisoner's hold here, which is always nice, I suppose. And that's the thing. Aegon has still not decided who Stumbleton is going to be given to, but I defended it against that many vassals, so I am unsure what he's going to do. And now we have a bunch of Westerlands fellows coming in here as well, so this is going to be amusing. Oh no, it's not amusing. It's actually pretty good, because apparently John Connington is coming to help us. Can you imagine that? I cannot imagine what got into him, because obviously he's not really wanting to help us at all, ever, so that is kind of amusing. Okay, maybe he's going to try and say to Aegon that he was the one to defend Stumbleton. Probably that's going to be the case, but you never know. Maybe we're going to be lucky. I would very much like to be lucky, because, believe it or not, that siege, that took 35 minutes. Yeah, it took 35 minutes all by myself. Obviously, I wasn't recording it because, well, it's another siege defense at a similar place, and that's just not entertaining, is it? So, yeah, that was harsh. That was very harsh. Oh, there we go. So he has decided to declare it upon us, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, then as a result of this, the Reach has taken the Weeping Town. Yes, the place that we defended in the longest siege ever, that has now been taken. So we are going to accept the honor of Stumbleton, and I'm going to be recruiting a bunch of units here. As you can see, it's still remembered that I actually recruited a couple beforehand, and we are still building a prisoner tower, which is great. So let's wait here for some time. Let's actually see what's going to go down here, because obviously we do want to get a bunch of recruits in the garrison here before we actually even move around anymore. Because as long as we have about 150 to 200 units in here in the garrison defending, I think we should be okay. Oh, Ashford has been taken now. Ashford has been taken by who again? Dawn! Oh, that's actually pretty good. I was actually complaining a little bit in the previous episode that Dawn wasn't really doing much, but they have decided to pick up the pace, I suppose you could say, and they have now taken Ashford from the north, I believe. And the Weeping Town has, of course, been taken as well. I am just going to leave the Weeping Town for now because we have our own thing to deal with, and we're going to see if any other vassals turn up, because you never know, they might want to besiege it. Maybe. Is that fellow actually? No, okay. So, that fellow just headed in here. I believe that is actually... No! I did not want to decline that. Oh well, my bad. I did not want to decline that though, but yes, I think that was John Connington or something along those lines. He was around here. And I'm actually going to manage the garrison a little bit as well. I'd like to put some peasants in there and clansmen and all that sort of thing, and then swap them around. Oh, that was harsh. Very, very harsh. Can't believe we even made it, to be honest. I mean, it was one of those sieges that you're just like, oh, when will this end? When will this end? And then they made a huge push with these heavy knights. And they got in to our archers after I had been killed, obviously. They got into our archers, killed a huge amount of them. That's why I only have, how many? Only 40 of these guys remaining. I think we lost 40 of them in actual fact. That is insane. And yeah, so that's basically what went down there, and it's not good. It's not good, no. So we're gonna try and take a couple of other forces here just to reimburse ourselves a little. We still don't have a full army, and oh, who's that? Oh, I think that's John Connington again, so he's going to just be helping us a little bit here, helping us to defend, and I'm wondering whether the Reach is actually gonna try and do something here. I don't think they're probably able to do it. Oh, okay, so apparently we now have another problem, that Storm's End is now under siege. Oh, this is not good. Okay, this is also not good. Hello there. So you yes, they apparently, Bryndon Tully, he is not happy about losing, is he? No, he's not happy about losing at all. So he has come back with a full complement of his own forces to try to take this once again. I gotta say, that is annoying. That is very annoying. I know that one of you in the comments has actually been having a similar problem with actually being at war against multiple factions at once, because you, I believe, started with Bravos. I think you actually became a vassal of Bravos, and then everyone declared war against you, and now you have constant sieges against you, and you really can't do anything about it. And it's kind of annoying, isn't it? Yeah, it is kind of annoying. So, yes, as we can see here, 1,309 against 221. Yeah. And we have a... Ooh, I almost fell off. Yes, and we have a -10 battle advantage. And I gotta say, I really hate this siege map now, because I spent so much time on it that I am just livid that we have to head in here once again. I'm gonna shoot everyone from the side, and gonna try... The Lord of Bones! Oh, the Lord of Bones. Okay, well, let me be reminded not to stand in front of him then. Oh, yes, exactly. Otherwise, I think we're... See, that's the thing. I can't actually say that we're going to be okay, because I don't think we are, in actual fact. Because beforehand, I had about 280 to 300 units here, because of the automated recruiting and, you know, actually having a good garrison and a good army. But now, things are not looking good. Things are not looking up, and I think this might actually be one of those times where it is probably best to either retreat or just something like that, because I don't think we are going to be able to prevail here. Even if that is just speculation, and even if it's just a bad feeling on my part, it's generally right, because that previous siege was extremely close. If Carver hadn't done what he did, then we may as well have just given Stumbleton back to the Riverlands already. But yeah, that's exactly it. So I'm going to be showing most of the siege, so if you're not into sieges, then you may just want to skip the rest of this episode, but I can't get out of it. That's the whole point. I cannot get out of it. There is no flexibility whatsoever in this gameplay loop, which is a little bit of a shame. Would like a little bit more sort of dynamic nature to it, but obviously that's just how the game is, and especially that's just how Clash of Kings is right now. So we're going to just have to deal with what we have been dealt, and we're going to see if we can get a full house. Yeah, poker terms. Anyway, let's try and see if I can get a couple more headshots here. I would like to. I would very much like to get a couple more headshots, but I'm going to try and just focus down most of the enemy that is actually a threat to our forces here. So these two-handers, they're using scythes. Now these scythes are very, very good because even though they don't have the greatest reach, they are extremely effective at dealing damage. So I'm very worried about seeing all of these guys come up here now, but now we get a chance to try out Heartsbane. And I think this is actually going to be extremely... Whoa, it's extremely fast, isn't it? Oh yes, there we go. We actually get a chance to see this on screen for once. Okay, come on, can I take out this guy? Okay, so it's dealing, I think it's dealing less damage overall than Coldbringer, well technically our two-handed mace, but I think it is a lot faster, so I don't know. I don't know what's better. What is better? I think this is probably better because we're actually killing enemy units. That's exactly the reason why I haven't actually given Carver anything, because he's using his two-handed axe, and I feel like his two-handed axe is just really way too good to sort of give up, because it means that he can actually kill things instead of just wounding them, and I felt like for a while now that wounding the enemy is probably not a good idea to carry on with, because even though taking prisoners is an absolutely fantastic thing to do, I don't think we have any need to take prisoners any further, because we do have a huge amount of money in the Iron Bank, and that is consistently gaining us obviously quite a bit of money as time goes on because of the interest, but also because now that we are doing a lot of siege defenses and a lot of siege offenses, we really don't want to leave too many of the enemy forces alive. You know, unless you're actually trying to get money, in which case you can quite easily switch back to a blunt weapon. But for the most part, I'm not sure, but obviously the piercing damage that we have with Heartsbane is going to mean that we have a much better time of things when it comes to thrusting attacks. And I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty happy to be thrusting again, because it's been a long while since we've been able to thrust at someone from behind, and I very much appreciate doing that, because it does so much damage, and they're not expecting it. They're never expecting it, so it's really quite a cool thing to do, and I've got to get used to using that again as well, because obviously with Coldbringer there's only slashes and swings and all kinds of things like that, so yeah, that's kind of nice to have that option available anyway. So yes, this is this is the thing. I'm actually just considering retreating right now, because I'm almost tired of the entire thing, because I've been here for now a grand total of 50 minutes defending against the same exact forces in the same exact siege map again, which is, I don't even know. I don't know what to say really, because it is just that tedious. It is very annoying, because usually I'm actually pretty happy to do siege defenses. I don't mind doing siege defenses, but when you are up against such an overwhelming force, such as what the Riverlands is currently throwing at us, you really just question life. You really just question life, and you want it to end sooner, don't you? Really do. But of course I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but the whole point of it is I really wish the Riverlands had decided to go elsewhere, because right now we're stumbling. Yeah, we're stumbling, and they cannot handle our stumbling. Stumbling? Yes, stumbling, of course. They can't handle our stubble, obviously, but they can handle our stumbling. Stumbling, apparently. Yes, that's great. Let me see if I can actually just speak. That would be fantastic. Okay, well, it seems to actually be going quite well. We're getting a couple of kills here with our new sword. I gotta say, the new sword is actually really quite nice. Unfortunately, it is a little bit longer than I would like, but I guess the reach is going to be, yeah, kind of useful with fighting cavalry in field battles and things like that, so I'm kind of happy about that. Otherwise, I think we're actually going to cut away here, and I'm going to see if I can kill the... really? Yeah, kill the rest of them, or at least kill quite a few more waves, because this is going to take a long time. Alright, so we have been fighting tooth and nail to prevent the enemy from coming in to the battlements here, and well, that's the thing, we've eliminated 471 of them, and they are going to overrun us sooner or later, as you can see right here. The only ones standing between us and defeat are, of course, Elias and Carver. Everyone else, I think, has been eliminated, every one of our other companions, at least. And, oh no, Drollo is still alive, and Belakwe. What are you doing, Belakwe? Oh, you seem to be a little bit busy there, apparently. But, yes, what I was actually going to cut away, or shall we say, cut back for, is to let you guys know that I'm actually going to end this episode off here. I am actually going to end it off here because this is going to take... Let me see now. This is going to take another 25 to 30 minutes, and I think it would be a lot more fun to get some different kind of gameplay on screen. So I'm going to cut this short, and next time we're going to have something a little bit more dynamic. I hope, at least. Hopefully the Riverlands will not decide to come back here, and I will not need to defend it over and over and over. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching. Elias is terribly sorry for this shortened episode, but these sieges are not very entertaining. So, yes, I thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you next time.